still sitting in the middle of Crossroads.
Navi's the only one of this group that has really stayed there. We still see also Rogue still up top, so they might get involved once again. Penta choosing to go for these interior battles, and grenades coming in. They're going to have to be careful here. Yeah, they know that Rogue could still be up top. Bones.
Wyvern also actually making it over from the caves. We saw them a long time ago trying to deal with a skirmish, and they ended up holding their own. Parka needs to be able to shield up, but it looks like he will be given that opportunity here for now. Only 19, or excuse me, all 19 minus one team here still remaining. In round number 4 as we're going to be closing in very, very quickly here. 9 seconds out. G2, the team low on armor, but still met the win condition, trying to skirt their way into the rest of the circle, but down on the resources. I don't know if it's going to pay off as Penta getting pressure.
Look at Nesh here. So weak, has to pop Meadow. He will go down. Nesh just get the knock. That's Sanya from 789 who gets that. Wacko and Orax needing to work together here. Look at Wacko getting absolutely melted. He has to queue out and tries to stay alive here in the building. Tries to pop a bat. We'll see. He's going to need Wacko to keep him alive. Excuse me, Orax to keep him alive.
Tries to get pressure on a different angle. And look at Wacko actually was able to heal up. Orax is suffering with shots from the side. Wacko takes one more glance. 4 Peacekeeper available. No way he's going to be able to shield up. What?
More cells being popped. Right away finds a Wraith with some good shots. Orax might go ahead and continue to re-engage. He does have help once again from Wacko. He's going to sell up. Wacko did able to pop that bat, so now going to try to fly in, and now getting pinched again is Wyvern.
Yeah, it looks like they found G2 actually.
G2's
Wyvern
out.
with a double
G2's
knock.
out.
G2 is going to be out of here, so we only have ourselves Na'Vi and Penta still available for this win condition, but Penta not sitting with a full roster, and I don't think that's the case when we look here back at Na'Vi.
By the way, Wyvern was in 6th place. Once again, 9 points away, only at 41 from the threshold. You have to wonder if they prioritize that kill. Likely the case. G2 is out, and Na'Vi and Penta are our only 2 teams left on match point. Look at that. Great 99 work from Impulse. Also, PKMK going to push in as well, while Impulse pops that bat.
But notice how the zipline was just used. The zip will not be available before the next circle actually comes into play. So it's important to note that they cannot rely on the high ground advantage there from that Pathfinder for that team. Penta, though, struggling quite a bit. Orax, the only one left alive.
Lots of action here in this part of Skull. And this is tricky days. We now have Orax, the only player alive for his team on match point. It would require a minor miracle for him to win this game, and look at this. Now half health, he's getting melted. Also, Penta is eliminated. That leaves only Na'Vi, as they will also get the wipe on Rogue, but they take the lead in kills, and now the only team left on match point.
But it comes at the cost of PKMK. It is not free here for them whatsoever. So they need to find a way to be able to maintain the high ground. And I feel like played a little bit slower here. The portal's going to come out from Impulse saying, what are you talking about? Slow is not the way we're going to make this happen here. Transfer over to the side of Skulltown, maybe on the outskirts there where we saw Penta before, but Virtus Pro now with the high ground, wailing away at the victims within Skulltown, finding one on the outskirts, but they have grand positioning here as we see 20 seconds out from the finishing of the closing of this circle.
Virtus Pro is great G7 stops there. As we take a look back to PJ. Trying to make some shots down connect here, and things are broken shields for them. Let's see if VP can pick up. Yes, indeed, that goes a knock, and right away they fly right in. They waste no time here as they head into the Skulltown pit, right around the respawn beacon. PJ pushing in, great shots with the wingman, but does he have enough help? Peacekeeper is out, trying to turn the corner. He will go down now, back over to Impulse and Claws.
Oh, look at this. They actually have a flank on the backside of somebody here. Impulse looking good when it comes to the HP. Claws not going to join him in that push. Nice 74 into a blue armor, one away from cracking.
5 squads left. Na'Vi, one of them, with a potential to win the tournament here with only 2 players.
The only team available in this game with an opportunity to win and become the champion, but they have to get first place. 4 squads remain. 2 members of Na'Vi still here. Can they do it?
Now 4 squads left as we do see Virtus Pro fall. You have to wonder how TSM is going to play this, because they cannot allow Na'Vi to take the win. You have to imagine that as soon as they find Na'Vi, they will be wondering. 789 as well. Every team that remains knows they cannot let Na'Vi win this game. Both a gold shield and a purple shield here. Peacekeeper Devotion in the hands of Claws.
And both taking a pretty poor trade. They're already losing a couple of shields, but it's just important to note that none of these teams know which one of these are Na'Vi. They have no information to discover which one is the one they need to focus. So if Na'Vi can distract, just buy a little bit of time, get each other to look at each other, they're going to be okay here. TSM still with the low ground, as we do see Na'Vi struggling with the fight up above, but TSM now counter-fighting and helping out here. Na'Vi, again, they don't know if they're helping or hurting in most situations, but that Arc Star's going to hurt.
Claws now has to pop that bat, and just in time. Impulse also shielding up. Impulse is getting melted up top, trying to help. Let's see if Claw's going to work together. He jumps up. Oh my God, gets the knock. Now Impulse goes down. Na'Vi is out.
So here we go. TSM having the opportunity here to walk away with 3 squads remaining. Only Imperial Hal and Albra Laley seem to be alive. Excuse me, just the UI covering up that. Reps is still here. It's going to be the 3 versus 3. We find ourselves Gambit with the high ground.
Take a look at this now, Gold. Everything converging on the rooftop shots here. Gamers Origin is down. Take a look at this. Na'Vi now one of the only squads left here. TSM versus, excuse me, now Na'Vi.
789. It's the only one here. 2 squads left. TSM versus 789. 2 members. Estetsu with a bad trade there. It's going to really set them back. Kasanya trying to do their best. But look at that. Seems like it's Hal. 3 versus 2. They push out from above. I don't think they have what it takes here,
I don't think so. Take a look at TSM just flying right in. Taking a look at exactly where this might pop out. Yes, indeed, find it. And yes, indeed, TSM wins the game.
And more importantly, TSM likely find themselves now amongst those in the 50-point threshold. Because you know that they were so concerned. Is this that opportunity? They want this tournament. They feel maybe even as if they deserve it with how much success they have had here lately, but they had to get to that point first without allowing Penta, G2, and Na'Vi. Very well done here for them, but only their first victory here in our finals.
And it was at 16th, I believe. Unless it was 15th, it would be either 0 or 1 placement points.
We're going to check in here with the comms of Sentinels as they track down what looks like Wyvern.
Yeah.
After that Wyvern.
Don't let him res, don't let him res.
Walk in, study key.
Behind the rock, on me. Falling.
There's some, nice.
Fighting compound. Didn't take that or no?
I need sniper stack.
First thing I'm grabbing the litter. Okay. We have zone on beacon, like over here.
We should go here.
Alright, let's play that down.
Or we can just grab.
We still have zone on our hill. They're fighting in that building.
Let's go this way.
I need sniper stack.
Are they?
It's Na'Vi G2. You wanna just walk up, try and get a pick. Don't even push.
Oh, we have zone.
I think he
here.
poured it. I think he poured it in the sewer. He just poured it out. Alright, where do you wanna play?
G2 now only have 1 member left alive here. It's cool to be able to hear some of the glance of Sentinel. A bit pressured there when it came to the comms. Na'Vi being one of those teams who was pressured. Low HP here. Nice open there. That's going to be G2 Mimu down. I believe 1 person left as Na'Vi's looking to break and enter here into their territory. And that's G2, I think, out here, no longer with us.
It's a great push there from Na'Vi. And of course, they're also going to see that.
I don't know who was that final kill. You heard the noise come through, but it's not G2. Still hold their own here, 0-0, with basically 0 and nothing here, at least when it comes to the HP bars.
Staying alive here needs to be very careful. A chance that his opponents might have also heard that heal. Looks like that is not the case just yet, as he may have gotten away and will try to fight through this. Penta's still here as well.
All right, so I want to highlight again that kind of area here as we see the circle in the wetlands. Also, it should be noted that 2 Spines is going to have a massive advantage, whoever remained up on top of that. I forgot who he glanced at there earlier. Sentinels making their rotation back, maybe going to put focus into that as Gambit, trying to stop the retreat there. But basically, find a way to be able to control 1/2 of those walls. And you're going to find yourself an upper hand. And again, that's 2 Spines is going to be very concerning. Here's Wyvern recovering from the battle they had once before. Make their way into round number 3.
That respawn timeout on Karen Pay, but we've seen some amazing individual plays out of the Wyvern side. Not crazy to think that they could try to make a run at the late game. And that's what they're going to need to try to do here. Cannot say enough about the resilience and the, wherewithal just for these players to continue playing at this level after this many hours of play.
Soar with the devotion. Look at that ammo count. 400 in the energy economy.
Let that thing rip.
Yeah, and it's going to. It's got about everything you could hope for except for a stock that it could be 1 tier better. So things looking good there on the devotion front for Soar, but one of the teams that are still, though they are in our top 13 in this game, they are not past that 50-point threshold.
Look at this spot here also for Gamers Origin, way up top.
Going to be very good towards that wall. And again, you saw them zoning off towards wetlands. And honestly, I feel like, I don't want to say that they're so far ahead that it's their game to lose, but right now, armor-wise, positionally speaking, over the next circle, everything here for Gamers Origin is primed here for this game to possibly walk away with it. Again, they are in that match point zone.
Very different story for 0-0, who has to rely on the foliage to keep him alive for the rest of this game, as he'll have to fight solo. Checking in with the Na'Vi squad as they continue to move around this northwestern part of the ever-closing ring.
Oh my. So you see it breaks down to where 2 spines is no longer, I believe, going to be available for that next circle. Gamers Origin will have to make a decision to get down from that. And when they do, they need to move through such a tight section that I feel like it's going to force them to use the Wraith Portal. You could say, well, Dread, they can go elsewhere. Well, I'd like to highlight all the shots going around Gambit, which would be in that rotation here as we see TSM trying to find their way upward. They could use the staircase here for some defensive capabilities, especially if Reps wants to drop that generator, but Gambit maybe not going to let him here as they're quick on their heels.
Making the move. You hear shots coming through, but right now going to also just push straight up. Portal up as well. Potentially get them right inside and under, but instead going to push all the way into wetlands.
This is bold. What is he going to find when he gets on the backside of that?
Bold indeed. Did not have a ton of information about what could be on the opposite side of that wetlands wall, but it looks like that portal will be placed.
Not pressured, at least quite yet. Notice how this portal actually exists on both sides of the circle, trying to figure out which side of it is going to be more forgiving than maybe the other. No armor available for 2 of the targets. Actually, Wyvern getting pressured.
Now going to have to try to stay alive is Selly. And this could be tough for the Wyvern side. Popping a Phoenix kit, but back on board with Sentinels. We'll get that revive. And Na'Vi still in the air. Shield's broken.
That's a
now gonna
massive
push in as well. Grapples right up and challenges there. Good shots there with that 99.
Oh.
But look at that in the corner. Soar pushing back. That's going to be a trade.
That was a really good shot trade there, but Na'Vi actually losing themselves. Impulse Clause is the last member standing for Na'Vi. The devotion remain committed, but it's not enough. Moppers gonna go ahead and bring up RPR here, and things look good for Soar.
Double revive coming in for them. Soar is a team that's on 39 points, as if you needed more teams to add to the list of what we're tracking here of teams that could be on match point next game. Checking in the Gamers Origin, and they are still up top.
I was incorrect. I thought 2 spines was far enough out here, but no. Still grand positioning here for Gamers Origin. Rogue, though, down 1. Look at them.
Huskers and dropped both on white armor. You got to think Sentinels, it took them quite a while to get into our match point territory, but now that they're here, are they going to capitalize? Can they ride the momentum of the performance we just saw? They won that game number 10, and is that all they needed now to close out the tournament?
Gamma Gaming, meanwhile, only 2 rounds ago, managed to make it to match point, and they had a pretty early exit in our last game. Have to be thankful that they feel like they have a second shot at that champion banner here. Look at Sentinels, though, get very aggressive here towards this top section. They want to make sure they win this and they make the rotation out. 1 minute and 13, so that's going to happen. Good opener there. Swaps over to the P2020. Not going to connect.
See if they drop down here. Senox does get knocked. Playing against the door. Retty and Zombs need to work together here. They can't afford to go down. Too many teams on match point still left in the game.
Yeah, they have an opportunity to shoot through those little cracks if they would like to. They're very concerned about whoever's on the lower section of this, but I can't help but feel like if they do that, they're going to risk their positioning elsewhere, so much so that probably not going to be worth here. Soar, one of the few teams looking at Sentinels there.
RPR just exchanging wingman shots, spamming into that high ground, making sure no one pokes. Now over to Selly, talking with teammates about what do we do here. I'm on white armor, I'm a solo, and there's 12 squads left. They'll have some time to strategize, decide how they can sneak through, but it's not going to be easy. Third impact also set up. Zombs and Retzy still working together on this rooftop, wondering how and when they want to go into wetlands. They're going to have to get that zip ready.
Oh my. I want to talk about how and when. It's our Bush friend here, 0-0, still with a bit of a dream though. Has to make his way into the circle. Circle is closing. Everybody's going to be forced here together as we got 11 squads, but it's not going to be all 11 when this thing collapses. Portal taken now for RPR, taking a glance at a different angle as we lose Sentinels from this round.
And in about 10 seconds, things are going to start to get really thin. And TSM still fighting here from low ground to wetlands.
Abralele, the only with purple armor. He might want to look for a zip up at the, oh, not up to the dish, just out of the zone here. Thermite prepping MVP to be shieldless, but it looks like they have enough to be able to shield up. 10 squads now left remaining. They find themselves one.
Let's see if MB can do it. Just Raz and Mondo left. Peeking a bit. Has to pop the cell. It's only Raz left now. Look at this. Hal goes down.
Abralele's alive though. Reps doing his best there with the flatline. Swaps over to the 301. Keep in mind he's got 25-31 in total when it comes to the ammunition. Ends up taking the zip, now putting him out of position. Questioning, is Imperial Hal going to get res? It seems like Abralele turns back for that. Alka from the high ground, the ones threatening him.
And look at MVP. They're back in it. All three players back up.
Third impact, the one sitting inside this house. Questioning if they can move up, maybe deal with MVP in the positioning that they have.
0-0. Has moved a bit, as you see, he's relocated. No longer in the wooded area, but now shots coming on Huskers. Only player alive for Rogue, and he is in a tough spot. He will go down. Rogue will be out. 8 squads left.
MVP, though they are here, looking good, posturing up very, very well. They're again not at match point, have no opportunity to become a champion here quite yet. Success in this game is likely enough to put them above that, but TSM, a team who is in that position, Armor looking good, defending this low ground. You can tell that they knew this circle was going to be here, and they were prepped and ready to deal with this endgame. TSM looks like they're ready to win this preseason invitational, but who can deny them? Gamer Origin also looking good if they can make a transition in.
Let's see exactly what these, I wasn't sure if those Arc Stars might have gone down to that position that TSM does have.
Gambit as well.
Desperately trying to stay alive here, and it's not looking good for them. Can Artico stay alive on the Wasanel? No. Gambit will go down as well. Think of 3 squads left here.
Yeah, but TSM is one of the ones alive, and they are almost at the win condition. They got to find the other 2 targets to be able to rid of them. Reps will be able to heal up. They do have that low ground, and the movement has to happen in 1:17. You see MVP now trying to take this fight. That's going to be an opportunity for TSM, the third party here. We'll question whether or not they do that. Is both sitting above both that of TSM.
MVP not on match point here. TSM, of course, on match point. We've known that for a long time. We'll find out exactly who this third squad is as well. Still should be G2, I believe.
It's Gamers Origin. So we do have 2 teams who have an opportunity to be able to win this. TSM and Gamers Origin. Who will walk away with the victory here, or does MVP push us into game number 12?
Huddled up, look at that. MP goes down. MVP making the push. Ross has to queue out.
This is an opportunity for TSM.
Let's see here. Now TSM might push in. They get 1 break. They have to pull back. They go down to the low ground again. Going to have to re-shield back up. They pop a bat.
We see Abralele push to that high ground. Already Gamers Origin still without a member, but then Abralele gets punished.
Hal and Reps need to be careful here.
They're reviving too. They're also reviving.
They see the double res, so they think they have enough opportunity. Abralele is back with us.
On me.
Oh, but he's gonna go down.
They get dropped on now. It's all to Reps and Hal. Can they stay alive here? They get some shots, but they don't get the knock. Going for the revive again.
The only way to be able to get up to the high ground is Abralele, though. They can't get up to that roof easily here as MVP seems to be denying everybody. Gamers Origin on the backside of the wall, and MVP with all 3 members alive. They're going to cripple TSM. Can somehow Gamers Origin come around this corner and actually clean up after that point?
It's such a mind game here with all 3 teams, of course, having the opportunity to third party. Who will engage first? Who will have to move first? Is this going to close in 10 seconds?
Gamers Origin or TSM? Who will be your champions? Portal out here for TSM. 5 seconds and counting. Bravo. Let's do this.
Here we go. This could be it. 2 teams on match point here. MVP pushing in. Can they get this first knock? Doesn't come in. Ross has to stay alive. Very low HP for the Wraith.
Very early iframe, so that's going to be a big setback there, but MVP is not the one we're worried about. They're just a setback here for TSM. Who is going to do it? TSM are your champions.
It took them a while to get to match point, but in the end, they win back-to-back Apex Legends tournaments. Your X Games winners and your winners of the Apex Legends Preseason Invitational.
One of the most respected teams in the Apex Legends community, and understandably so. Every time they are put to a test, they rise to the top of the occasion. They do not falter whenever the pressure is on the line. Yes, maybe win condition not available right out the gates for them, but they hold strong, they hold on, and reign true.
TSM do it before midnight. with only 16 minutes to spare. It took us 11 games. We talked about TSM being a team that has to prove that they are the best in the world. Have they done it here? Absolutely. No one can doubt who is your best. No team has done better, whether it be Ones, Imperial HAL, whether it be X Games, that's gonna go to them as well. And now with the top 80 teams from all around the world, only TSM sits above them all. What a tournament for them. What a final here in Krakow, Poland. The preseason invitational has not disappointed in what ended up being a 6-hour, 44-minute final and an epic one here at the preseason invitational.
And I brought it up a little bit before. Players talking about how experience may be the thing that matters, and maybe TSM.
To break down not only that match, but our finals, we now pass it back over to the studio. John, over to you.
It ain't John, it's actually just me. Hi guys, how's it going? It has been an unbelievable weekend. We've seen juggernauts fall, we've seen new heroes rise, we've proven that every region of the world has the capability to do what it takes to win. But at the end of the weekend, at the end of a near 7-hour final, there are 3 members that stand atop the mountain, 3 members that can hoist the trophy. It's none other than TSM. I'm gonna start with you, Hal, in the middle. It has been an unbelievable journey. You secured the gold medal at the EXP Invitational. You found your footing, but then you struggled. How did you guys change your mentality to stand on this stage?
We started realizing our mistakes, game after game, and we started improving, literally game after game. We started, getting more points, and we just, I don't know, I'm a loss of words. Our start was horrible. I don't even understand how we even came back from what we, started with.
Alberlelli, you had to step up for your team on multiple occasions. There were very seldom times where TSM had a full 3 members alive, yet every time that was the case, you guys walked around with that victory. How was your shot calling with your other 2 teammates able to clutch those situations out?
Our positioning was all on Jordan and Hal. I just called when we should engage on fights, and I don't know, man. I got no words.
Reps, I stood next to you at the X Games in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with your arm around my waist, the same way that you're doing it right now, or hip, waist, whatever you want to call it. You told me when I asked you, what are you going to do over the next months to prepare? And the only thing you told me was, do it the TSM way. You've done it the TSM way. What do you think?
2-time back-to-back.
All right. I don't need any words. You don't need any action. TSM have done it, and they've done it well. Gentlemen, Reps, Imperial HAL, Alberlelli, I now declare you the Apex Legends preseason invitational champion, and that trophy, it's all yours.
Seven North American teams entered, 8 from Western Europe, 3 from Eastern Europe or CIS, and 2 from Asia, but ultimately on top of the mountain remains TSM. 3 letters that mean dominance, personify excellence, and TSM, led by Reps, of course, with Alberlelli and Imperial HAL. On his birthday weekend in Alberlelli, they do it again. Back-to-back champions. TSM. Wow. What a finish, what a day, and what action.